So what about when you've finished treatment? So how do you go from being on a restricted diet like the biphasic diet to eating all the foods again? What I often say to my clients is start with the vegetables that grow above the ground. So if you think about vegetables that grow above the ground, like say asparagus or lettuce, these vegetables tend to be lower in starch, and how they taste, they'll probably be crunchier and crispier and lighter. So they are lower in the starch, which means that they are lower in the fermentable carbohydrates, which means that they're often better tolerated. As you're moving into the stage of expanding your diet back out, these will be the ones that tend to be the easiest to reintroduce first. So I'd start with those veggies, and then you can go into the other veggies. So say like sweet potato if you haven't been having sweet potato, maybe some beetroot if you haven't been having beetroot. Then working your way into say some of the legumes if your SIBO is gone, so like chickpeas or lentils, and just start small. So when you start small, it's gently waking up the different kinds of bacteria to break down the different kinds of fiber. Because if you haven't had lentils in forever and then have a big bowl of lentil soup, you'll probably feel a bit uncomfortable, and that's totally normal. It doesn't mean that SIBO's come back, but lentils are a highly fermentable food. So rather just having like a tablespoon of lentils in whatever else that you're having, that gently starts to wake up the different bacteria so that they can break it down, and then your body gets used to it. Just like if someone hasn't been drinking alcohol for 5 years and you give them 2 glasses of wine, they're going to get drunk because their body hasn't been making the enzymes to break down the alcohol. Whereas if you then train yourself, then you can get to a stage where you can have 15 beers and you wouldn't be very drunk. I'm not saying you can do that, just an example. So I would start there, and then like all the lower fructose fruits, because with the fruits, it's usually fructose that causes the issues. Glucose is a lot easier to absorb. So the low fructose fruits would be like your berries, your kiwi fruit, pineapple. Unfortunately, mango is quite high in fructose. I think it's rated #1 favorite fruit of people worldwide. I get it, it's delicious, but it might cause symptoms. Watermelon is another one, so I'd avoid those ones for now. And then I also kind of recommend with my clients to have like the 3 to avoid, like so still avoiding dairy, because even if you can tolerate it, it is inflammatory to your digestive tract. And it's not just about the SIBO, there's often inflammation in the digestive tract that you need to heal. So I still recommend avoiding dairy. And then I recommend where's my words? Recommend avoiding grains as well. So grains would be your rye, your spelt, wheat, so in your breads, in your pasta, that sort of stuff, because they are also quite aggravating to the digestive tract. And then I also say kind of staying away from the processed junk sugary foods. And the longer that you can do that, the quicker that you can heal and you can get to the point where you can have them again. So I've been working my digestive system for a while because I had SIBO myself a couple of years ago, fixed my SIBO, fixed my leaky gut. I'm in such great health now, it's so amazing. And I get to the point where I can have my avocado on toast and feel okay. And I can have some beer every now and again. But so now it becomes a choice of how I want my mind to feel. So if I want my mind nice and sharp, then I'll eat clean. And for me, eating clean means low starchy veg and some proteins and some fruit. And then I feel like a freaking superstar. And I like feeling like a superstar, so I do that most of the time. But I've also got to the stage where I can be flexible and I can eat off the menu without freaking out about every single ingredient because I've done the work on my digestive system. Oh, I love the digestive system. Hippocrates says that all disease begins in the gut. I reckon all health begins in the gut. When your gut is nice and healthy and strong, then you have energy, you can break down your food, you get all your nutrients, you have physical energy, mental energy, emotional energy. So good. If you need any help, just give me a shout. I'm always doing private coaching, group coaching, and this is my jam. I get really excited about it in case you can't tell.